Hello, my friends. Welcome to you. Congratulations for being willing to learn. That makes a big difference when you are constantly learning and studying compared to people who don't do anything. There's a lot of laziness going on nowadays. Like society likes instant gratification, but we're here to learn and get better every single day. And that's how we step by step dominate our field, get better, and become some of the best. So I will share with you some of my favorite plugins to use. There is very, very, very specific reasons for that, and I will explain. Okay, so we're gonna switch to my desktop right now. Boom, this is my basic Logic Pro program. You see that I put a bunch of plugins right here. There's no specific reason for the order. I just put them here for me to explain to you why I like them. So the first one I'm going to talk about is a very simple one. It's called RVox and it's built by Waves. And what is it? It is a compressor, but it has very few parameters. There's very few things you can change. See, there's just the compression thing right here and that's all. Why do I like it so much? Because it has a specific sound. And you will be able to develop your own sound once you find combination of things that work together. So this is one of the things that I almost always use on lead vocals specifically because of the sound it provides. So it's a very simple one. Just play with it and let me know what you think. Next one. So this is going to be a longer discussion. All right. This became a standard in EQ. And there's definitely some reasons for that. Okay? So this is built by my friend Fabrice Gabriel. He's French like me. He's the guy creating all the algorithm for the company called Slate Digital and Aosis. Okay? So there's a few things that are absolutely unique about this EQ it's just incredible. So first of all, the first thing that is unique is that, so I'm gonna show you right now. Let's say I'm gonna bump that up, okay? So the thing you can do is flattening the resonances. So look at that. Oh, what happened? Did you see what I just do? Look at that. You can do a peak, but you can flatten the resonances. This changed the sound a lot. It is pretty amazing. And to use that on vocals, for example, it really helped the thing that to help basically get the vocals in front of your face, for example. It's almost like the first time I used that, I played with the resonances, I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely incredible, So it's really, really cool stuff, when I used it the first time, I was like, oh my god, I had a 3D impression of the sound. It's almost like the sound was like coming out of the speakers, and I was like, this is incredible. It's incredible to sculpt the sound. You can use it on any instrument, vocals, whatever you want, but it is key to sculpt any sound to make sure they stand out, basically, in your mix. So that's huge. That's really, really huge. You could actually do something like that before with like regular EQs, but you had to use a bunch of bands to be able to arrive to this. But now you can just do that, So this is something you can play with, basically, okay? So that's one of the things. Then the two other things that are pretty unique about it is this air thing. So this is a special band, for the highs, and it's not the regular high-end band that you see on other EQs. It has a specific sound as well. And for vocals, it's pretty amazing, However, I have to say, you will make the best use of it depending on the quality of the recording of your vocals, okay? If it's shitty recorded, you're gonna have a lot of right? And if you use that on top, well, of course, it's going to be a problem. However, if it's beautifully recorded by somebody who knows what it's doing, you put some of that in there, it's going to bring some of the that kind of stuff, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Another thing, let's go to the opposite. This one, Earth. So this is once again something absolutely unique that Fabrice designed in a very unique way. He tuned it by ear, and basically the goal is to bring some really nice, really low end without sounding boomy ever, you know? So for club songs or on 808s or for like some movie stuff when you're like taking care of low end or even like final mixes, you can bring back some of that if it's needed. And let me tell you, I mean, play with it. It's amazing, 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 amazing. That's it. And I also like the fact that I felt that using this plugin is that actually I thought that that was a great education EQ plugin that was really showing you how things are supposed to work. So, you know, you have your bed, you can switch your frequency, gain. So if you're looking for a specific frequency, you just change. I mean, this is basic. This is like other plugins, okay? So, but that's pretty much why I absolutely love this plugin. Fabrice is a genius. You know, he's clearly known as probably the best algorithm designer in the world. So that's something to check out. All right, next one. Let's go back to the desktop. Virtual tape. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, you know, actually, if I had to choose one plugin, I think that would be this one. You know, it's almost like it would be written magic on it and on off. You know, it's as simple as that. So basically what it does, it's emulating analog tapes. You know, back in the days, bands, singers, like everybody was recording on tapes, and they have a very warm, specific sound, and this is why we use it. You can use that on single tracks, on full mixes. A little trick, if you go in settings, you know, if you do that, you're gonna get rid of the noise it's making. Because yes, you know, it's an emulation of analog stuff. So analog stuff was not perfect and it was bringing some noise, you know. So by doing that, you can get rid of it. So I like usually to bring that back so I have no noise at all going on. You know, it's super clean. And I like to play with the different speed. I usually like to do a slower speed on basses, on string. It's really magical. It's like how to explain that? It's crazy. It's like it's so warm. It's like you feel it. You just feel it in your heart. It's so beautiful. But it really is. You know, it blows my mind. And for regular stuff, I usually other stuff. I usually like to use the high speed. The machine type. If I remember well, I'm using this setting if I want to use it on things that hits more, you know, and then you can play with the different, this is different machines actually. So same thing, they have a different sound, you know. So absolutely incredible, a must use on everything you do all the time. You know, it's gonna bring warmth, it's gonna bring some human qualities to what you're creating. And since we're working all in the box, most of us, you know, we need that. We need more human stuff. It's actually a good parallel to society nowadays, where, you know, in rich countries, I feel that soul doesn't exist anymore. I feel like people are soulless. Well, you know, with that kind of tool, you bring back some kind of soul in music, and that's super important. Super, super important. All right, next one. Let's go to this one. BX Control. So it's a pretty, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with that. But what I mainly use it for is that if I need to get my bass mono, because why? Okay, I explain. If you have a stereo bass, it's gonna be a problem on stereo systems. It can be a problem. That potentially can be some phase issues. So you always want to have your bass mono like below 200, 300 Hertz, something like that. So I usually move that, and that's it. It's done. You know, you're good to go. So that's pretty much it. I usually use this one just for that. That's it. Then VBC Rack. Oh my god, another incredible creation from Slate Digital and my friend Fabrice. So this is 3 different compressors. They all have their own sound, and I can explain it a little bit. I especially use these ones on the master buses. I actually love this one. This brings some transients. So if you want something that hits more, boom, you put that in and you'll see that, boom, it hits more. It's really cool. Then you can just play around with the other ones. It's really about coloring. What you can do with this is actually, you know what I do? I put it on and that's all. You know, it's just going through. It's not really compressing, but because of the way they're built, they have a specific sound. And that's what you want. Exactly the same thing for this one. Love it. And for some reason, I really like to use this one on country music, acoustic stuff. It gives a huge punch as well, but a bit different. It's a different sound too, so you have to play with it. So yeah, I use this one on master buses mainly, but you can use it for anything, you know. Let's see. Okay, 2 more right here. So this is a mix track built by Slate Digital, and once again my friend Fabrice. I use this little guy. Actually, let's get rid of this guy right here for now. I use this little guy on single tracks, and actually even mix buses sometimes. What does it do? It brings some magic to it. What is magic? It's actually an emulation of analog stuff as well, and basically it gives some really nice distortion to your tracks. So on vocals, for example, it's gonna help the vocals to stand out. So I usually start my bus vocal things, vocal tracks. I start by this. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. I use it also on other instruments, and yes, it's creating distortion and helping the sound to stand out. So it's up to you to say, okay, how much do you want of that? You know, you can play with that to be able to have some sound stand out and other ones that are more behind, that kind of stuff. Love this stuff. So the other one I had pull up, let's see, I can talk a little bit about this one too. Let's see. Actually, you know, this is an equivalent of this one, but just a different technology. So both are interesting. You can play with both and see what the impact it has. Revival. Okay, this is a very interesting one. For example, let's imagine you have a kick that kind of sucks, you know, and you wanted to make it like just bigger. Like, come on, like it's just like a shitty kick, you know? Let's make it bigger. Well, you just have to turn that, and you'll see that suddenly you have like a nice kick, you know? You can use that on basses, but you know, you can also use that on, for example, if you have old songs that you would like to remaster, you can put that on the master and it'll be like, okay, let's modernize a little bit the sound and put that on, and boom, that's it, you know? They have other cool stuff. I mean, their stuff is absolutely amazing. So a lot of stuff to play with regarding this. Okay, so let's see. I talked about all these things. So now I'm just going to talk about the synth. All right, Lethal Audio. This is somewhat a new company. I think, I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, it's somewhat a new company. So they've been nice enough to send that to me. And it became one of my go-to synth, actually, because it's extremely easy to navigate. And basically, that's what I like. When I'm dealing with synth or plugins, it needs to move really fast. And I want to be able to tweak the sound really quickly. And what is special also is that it has a specific sound. The Lethal synth plugin has its own sound. And once again, you want sounds that stand out. You know, you want to use that synth with another combination of other synth so that it's even easier to mix at the end, because the sound you use are really qualitative and they have all their own character from the beginning. So that's absolutely key. So it became a go-to for me for just regular sound, or, you know, what I do is that I usually like to, I go for presets, but then I mess them up. I make them mine, basically. I like to make them like dirtier, more human, that kind of stuff. So really cool. I don't think they're like super known. There's another one that is called Silent, that is much older. Let's see. Where's my Silent? Leona Digital. Boom. So this is a synth, but it's more like synth. The other one's for like more like no, thank you. The other one is more like a go-to synth to emulate anything, even audio stuff. This is more like to do like synthy stuff. And same thing, it's one of my favorite because you can move fast. And there's no latency when you use it, when you switch stuff around. So that's really, really cool. So that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel right here. Then, if you want to go to the next step, check the link in the descriptions. Actually, let me go back here. You can check the link in the description. If you want me to mix your stuff, there's going to be a link there as well. And if you want to learn more, check the links below in the description. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.